I'm Mike Griffis. I'm the undergrad coordinator and senior lecturer in mechanical and aerospace engineering.
And we're here to talk about the clock towers today. So, this clock tower is called the Teaching Clock Tower. Can you tell us about the significance of this name?
I think this started actually maybe in the mid 90s. There was this idea of having a clock tower there, and it was supposed to be much higher than it ended up being. But it sort of morphed into something around the mid 2000s to what it is now. It's about maybe 20 feet, 20 between 20 and 30 feet high. And there was a competition to figure out what kind of clock faces that would be on it. And I think around 2009 is when the original two clock faces were installed, one facing Weil Hall and the other one facing Gale Limerand. As about around about 2020, 2020 or 2022, the clock faces that were installed were in pretty bad disrepair, and the other two faces, which were never installed, they just kind of were very tattered, and so it needed some attention. And I was advisor for two organizations, and it was during the pandemic, and there was really nothing to do for the students. So I said, "Hey, let's go mess around with these clock faces and see what we can do."
That's great. That's a great way to get them involved. Can you tell us briefly about each of the clock faces?
So let's start with the one that faces Weil Hall. That's called the Wanderer Dial face. So it's like any particular hour will rise, and as that hour sets, the next hour rises. So it's a rise set kind of thing for each hour, and that's on the one facing Weil Hall. The second face that was installed is the binary face, and the double E's will really like that because it's binary. And that face faces Gale Limerand, and it'll just light up significance being each hour will light up binary, each minute lights up binary, and then each second lights up binary. So that's the second clock. The third clock is the log 10 clock. That faces the C building, faces south. And that one is I really like that one. That one time can fly. At the beginning of the hour, time flies. And then as the hour progresses, time slows down. So it's really weird, and the hours kind of go the same. And then the last clock is everyone's favorite is the Gator Chomp clock, and that one faces the stadium, and it chomps. Right now, we're kind of playing around with it chomping every 5 minutes because people will stand around waiting for it to chomp. So okay, but it's actually a two-headed chomp. There's a small head that's inside a larger head. So those are your four faces that now for the first time ever, there are four faces installed in that clock tower.
Wow. Wow. And there's a little something for everyone, I think.
Oh, I think
Right?
so, yeah. You've got your Gator fans, you've got your nerds, and you've got your double E's, so
Yeah. And which one's your favorite?
I think I like the Log 10 one. That's the one we did last. We built it in about a week. And so we built it so that we would have all four, and it was something that we'd thought about quite a bit about how time can vary, the sense of time, how it would drag, and how it goes fast. So that is kind of ode to that. All right.
Very nice. What's next for the towers once they're up?
Well, so it took everything we had to get all four faces installed in one day. So it took all of it. It took a lot out of us to do that. So the clocks are not operational. So up at the top, we're going to have all of the electronics and controls. So there's going to be an enclosure that has this computer I'm talking about. So all that stuff is yet to be installed, but that's going to happen within the next month, we hope. And at the bottom, there's a time capsule. It was enclosed in 2009 and locked up. It's got all kinds of chains and locks on it. I don't know who has the key, but we may have to cut that. I don't know, but I think it's probably still has about 5 or 6 more years before we can open the time capsule. But originally closed up in 2009.
That's very exciting. So
Yeah,
to look
we're
forward
gonna
to.
know what it is.